guys, and welcome back to the Omaha Places podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Cahner, and I'm the founder of Omaha Places and 402 Social.
And I'm Delaney, the digital content coordinator for Omaha Places. What have you been up to this week?
It's been a pretty fun week. I was out of town for one night this weekend. I did the RAGBRAI Fall Ride in Des Moines, right. Which I never knew that RAGBRAI had a fall ride. It's like way smaller than the summer RAGBRAI ride. Yeah. And if people like haven't listened to our past podcast episodes, RAGBRAI is like a 7-day bike ride across the state of Iowa. But their fall ride is just a 1-day ride. It was on like a Saturday morning, just out and back from RAGBRAI headquarters. So there wasn't any there was like places to stop along the route, but there wasn't any like official like meeting spots or like support vans or anything, like way smaller scale than summer RAGBRAI. It was pretty fun. It was really interesting, like seeing the differences between summer RAGBRAI and fall RAGBRAI, because I mean, as you know, also like being from Iowa, like RAGBRAI is a huge thing. Like there's people from all over the world that travel to Iowa just for RAGBRAI.
Just so odd.
And like tens of thousands of bike riders like just out all riding together. And this one was way smaller. I mean, we maybe had 200 or so riders. It was really hard to tell because we were all like really spread out. You know, you just kind of like hop on your bike and like go as like at whatever time you want. So it was hard to like accurately gauge how many people were there, but we had a good time.
I wonder how long they've been doing the fall one.
Yeah, I'm not sure actually.
I wonder if it's like a newer thing they're just trying out and then maybe they'll make it more of a thing.
They apparently like have done a couple other like offshoots of RAGBRAI, because they were selling jerseys for like the Great Rockies ride, or I can't remember what it was called. And I was like, what the heck is this? And I looked it up, and apparently it's like a bike ride through Colorado that is put on by the same organizers of RAGBRAI.
I think it's the Des Moines Register. That's their big sponsor.
Yeah. But I guess this year the Rockies ride had gotten canceled because of low participation, but they had been doing it for maybe the past like 5-10 years or something.
I think it must be because they're not advertising it as well.
Maybe, yeah.
But I feel like it'd be way more comfortable to cycle like in those off seasons rather than in the summer, just because it's so hot.
Well, apparently from what I read like on Reddit and on Facebook about the Rockies one, is that because it's like a little bit later in the season and you're up in the mountains, it actually is like way colder. So, and since you're in mountain towns, like it's harder to camp because it does get colder. And then the hotels in those mountain towns are like pretty expensive. So it's just like
tourist spots by then.
Exactly. So it's just way less like accessible, and like it's way more costly to do it. So I think that's why it's like not nearly as popular.
The terrain would be hard.
Yeah, you have to like
sometimes scary.
You have to be like a true like biker to do those. Whereas like the summer RAGBRAI, like it is hard. Like you should definitely train, but also like you could get by. And
I think a lot of people just wing it and do like one leg.
Yeah.
And then go out in the towns.
Yeah. And I don't know if the one that they put on in Colorado has like lunch towns and like support vehicles that like go along with the riders. I'm not really sure, but it was still a fun time. We tried to camp for like the one night we were there, and that was just like a horrible experience. We ended up getting kicked out of our campsite at like 11 o'clock at night, not because we were doing anything, like we were literally sleeping, and they came around like with their flashlights and like kicked us out.
It's because they thought you were homeless people or something?
No. So we were like literally next to other campers, but apparently all the other people that were there were camping for like the Renaissance Festival. And we just like literally found the campsite online and then came, and we were like, well, like we can't find a place to pay or whatever. So like we drove around the whole thing, couldn't find anything. So we were like, well, I guess we're just setting up camp. And I guess that's why we couldn't find a place to pay, is because it's technically not a real campsite. I don't know. The whole thing was just like so weird. So we literally had to pack up our tents at like 11 o'clock. But my friend and I were like literally still asleep, like in our pajamas, like driving away from this campsite. And then we got a hotel.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
As long as you found a place to stay.
So that was interesting. But overall, it was a good trip to Des Moines. I also didn't realize how close Des Moines actually was. Like Des Moines is closer than Kansas City. And I feel like people take sometimes
Weekend
day trips, but definitely weekend trips to Kansas City all the time from Omaha. And I never really hear of people taking a weekend trip to Des Moines.
Some people from my hometown, because Omaha and Des Moines, it's like kind of a toss up. It depends on like what malls you like and which one you're going to go to. But a lot of people actually go to Des Moines, and that's a little bit further drive from my hometown.
Yeah.
But it has a lot to offer, and it's like a booming city as well. It's growing. It has a young population. And of course, the Iowa State University is right there.
Yep.
I'm not a fan, in case you guys didn't know.
Yeah, I've heard that Des Moines is like not necessarily on par with Omaha quite yet, but it's like growing at the same pace that Omaha is growing. And now that I think about it, like I think people from Omaha go to Kansas City because Kansas City is bigger and has like more shopping and stuff, where like if we go to Des Moines, we're going to like a bit of a smaller city. So maybe that is part of the difference.
Yeah, and sometimes it's the vibe. Like to me, Des Moines, is probably a little quieter. And I like Kansas City just because they've got the Chiefs.
Yeah, like the Power and Light District.
The Power and Light District, everything going on. And so many great restaurants. I just don't hear a lot about Des Moines.
Yeah.
But there is one store in Des Moines that I'm going to shout out because it's the cutest store in the fall. Hinge on 5th.
Ooh, okay.
It has clothing, decor, but the clothes are the cutest things. Super small. The store is just like the cutest little brick and mortar you've ever seen. So if you go to Des Moines, check that out. It's a little off of downtown, so you'll definitely have to drive there if you're staying downtown, but super worth it.
Okay.
More for the girls, though, I will say.
We did get a lot of Des Moines recommendations. I posted like a sticker. I don't know if you saw, or like question sticker asking for Rex. And I mean, there's no way that we were only there for like 12 hours, so we didn't go to any of them. But I really want to go back sometime and like maybe do like a film for Omaha places for like a Des Moines weekend trip guide. So if you guys submitted Des Moines recommendations, thank you. Because we got a lot of like repeat recommendations too, and that's when you know a place is really worth going to. And like there's like a burger place and a breakfast place that like multiple people had recommended those. I can't remember what they're called.
I've been to a few. I just can't remember the names of them. I'll have to go back through Des Moines and stop by them again.
Yeah.
But I had some friends who lived in Des Moines from college, and then it's the halfway point to Iowa City from here or home.
Oh, okay.
So I always drove through there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Where have you been this week?
I went to the Ozarks for Bike Fest. It's a motorcycle rally. It was pretty big this year, and from what people were saying, it was very Sturgis-esque in terms of like how many people were in the same spots. There's so many trails that you can take. I mean, the roads, but like the back roads. I feel like through the hills and through the trees, and it's perfect for the fall. I wish the colors were changing just a little bit more.
I feel like we should clarify because I just talked about a bike ride. I'm talking about bicycling. Delaney's talking about motorcycles.
Yeah, this is motorcycle rally.
So we were both biking, but different types of bikes.
Yeah, motorcycling is definitely more my style. I figured that out on Thursday, which we'll talk about more in a little bit. But yeah, this was super cool. I'd been to Sturgis maybe a week before their motorcycle rally, and this was probably more like that.
Okay.
But I mean, we went to the Harley Davidson store, and there were bikes just for miles. Whoa. And people walking up to the store, and then they had like a big market going on of vendors, so you could buy like saddlebags and your saddle and just different parts of the bike. You can get your bike detailed right there.
Oh, cool.
I was like, this is interesting. And then we went downtown, and they have all the bikes lined up in the middle of the street again and on the sides, like just so many motorcycles. It makes me nervous, actually. I think there were a few accidents.
Yikes.
Just because, it's crazy.
That many bikes in like a small
And bikes
area.
are so dangerous.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's super fun to like go down these routes and stop at these tiny little towns. And they're like the towns where this old man just sitting on his porch, you know,
Aww.
and he just waves as you're going by. But they have these cute little dive bars or restaurants to stop by. So it was a really cool trip.
Do you have a motorcycle?
My dad does, and I've thought about getting one, but my dad doesn't really want me to ride. I think we've thought about getting one before, but I don't know. It's dangerous, like I said. And I don't think I would probably drive it in Omaha at all.
I was going to say, especially like with your job too, like how much you drive all around Omaha.
Yeah.
Like it'd save a lot of gas money.
It would. It would just be super dangerous.
Yeah.
Like, I actually have a high risk rate of getting in an accident, I feel like, just because I'm out and about so often.
Yeah.
So I don't want to make it worse.
Yeah. It'd be different if you were just like driving back and forth to the office like twice a day, but you're not.
Right.
So, dang.
I don't know.
Well, glad
something
you had a
to
good
think
time.
about. I do want to get my license at least, and then maybe have the opportunity to go take those rides. But they are super curvy roads and sometimes can be dangerous as well because they're so hilly. I mean, you never know like what's going to pop over and if they're paying attention or not.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Super fun to just ride along though.
Yeah.
Then you'd have no worries.
Okay. Another place I went this week this is not a new spot for me, but I went with some friends to Zen Coffee's downtown location. And then right next door is the Next Chapter Bookstore.
Cute.
So we like went into the bookstore. I think I was the only one who got a book because there was a new one out that I really want to read. So we like went to the bookstore and then went to Zen and just like read and talked. And it's just like such a good little friend date. Like I love that they're right next door to each other. So you can just like pop into both. And if you want food, forget the name of the taco place. There's a taco place right next door to Zen. So you could like pair food with that too. So yeah, I just wanted to shout that out. Also, this is like, I didn't write this down. I have not been here yet, but I saw this morning that, what's the name of the coffee shop? Badseed Coffee Shop
is getting a second location next to Felius.
I think they're open already, is what I understood from their post, I think.
I bet it's going to be in Omaha this week.
Oh, probably. Yeah. I was thinking about going after this recording. So I want to see it. I love Badseed. And I think we've said on the podcast before that like Badseed is an underrated Omaha coffee shop.
But also it's nice because it's always so quiet in there.
Yeah. So don't go.
Don't go. We want to go.
Keep them in business, but don't overrun them with people.
Yeah. I wonder like if the Felius is the Felius Cat Café. Right?
Yeah. But they moved location. So they moved to Dundee. They're not over like
so they're next. So Badseed second location is next door to the old Felius Cat location.
No, the new one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Badseed's first location is pretty near to Felius's old location. This is very confusing.
Okay.
But so they must have been like friends already because they were like fairly close to each other, and then they just like moved. So Felius like moved, and then Badseed opened a second location
by following them.
Yes.
So I've never been to Felius Cat Cafe either, but are there a bunch of cats there?
Yes. So they like not foster cats. I think they just like bring in stray cats, or people will like drop off their cats. So sometimes they have kittens too. And it's just like not a big room. It's actually like a fairly small room, at least in their old location. I have not been to their new one yet, but you can just like sign up for like an hour time block, and you just go in and literally go into this like cat room and just sit on the floor and like play with the cats. And if you want to actually adopt one, you can, or if you want to just like come in and give them some like human time, you can just do that too.
Well, that's cute.
Yeah. And they had like a little coffee shop in the lobby part, like basically before you go into the actual cat room. So I'm wondering if it's like if Badseed and Felius are not like just next to each other, if they're like the same spot kind of. And now Badseed
kind of like
is
noticed and
exactly.
Badseed.
Yeah. Okay. Where it's kind of like just all one space that they share. I'm not totally sure. I just remember that Felius had a little coffee counter. They could grab coffee. So yeah, it could be a fun spot to check out. Also, speaking of coffee shops, can we talk about, I'm getting so off track, all the new concessions in the airport. Did you see that full list?
No, I didn't, but you told me about it.
Well, so I sent a message to Slack because the Mill is going in the new airport, but also Block 16
and Four Sisters
and Runza. And so Four Sisters is going to be like, there's like 3 stores that I think are kind of like teaming up to have a storefront. So it's Four Sisters, Made in Omaha, and I had never heard of the other one. Some like Maker Collective or something like that.
Cute.
So basically just a little like locally owned gift store type thing.
I love that. That makes me want to go to the airport for shopping.
I know, right? And like apparently all the I don't know about all the restaurants, but a lot of them are going to be sit down restaurants, not just like a grab and go thing.
So
like
Block 16 will be like that too?
I don't know for sure if Block 16 is going to be a sit down one, but they are for sure going to be in the airport.
Which is so cool for them to support all the local businesses and get like those travelers exposed to what Omaha has to offer. So.
And Scooters, Starbucks, and the Mill are literally just like Scooters, Starbucks, the Mill, like all. It's just going to be so good. I'm excited for this whole airport renovation. So, and that list just came out.
This makes me want to travel more. Well, I always wanted to travel more, but now I get to go through our airport.
Yeah. No, I was literally, when they announced that Omaha was going to become an international airport, obviously, like, who knows what flights we will actually, or the airlines will add. Yeah. But I was like, I want to see how they're going to do customs in Omaha. So, like, wherever the international flights are going, I feel like I have to go to that destination just so I can come back and like go through customs in Omaha.
Right.
Which I think is going to be so cool.
I wonder if it'll make it harder to go through security though, as well. Because I feel like right now it's pretty simple. For me at least, there's never been like a buildup of people anywhere. It's pretty much like pretty smooth the whole process.
Well, they're completely redoing the security lines too. So there's only going to be one security line, even though we still are going to have 2 terminals. Or maybe we're going down to one like big terminal. I can't remember exactly how they're doing the terminals, but I know that there's only going to be one security line, but just more lines in that one security gate, I should say, but then more lines and more agents in that gate. But then the customs won't be like, everybody will go through the same security line to get on your plane. The customs would be when you're coming back. Okay. So you know how you like get off the plane and literally just walk straight out of the airport? That would be a different line.
Right.
So there must be 2 different arrivals gates, even though there's only one departures gate.
Okay, that makes sense.
One departure security gate. I don't know. Well, it's going to be also like kind of a wait and see how they do it thing. Yeah. I was talking to some people the other day who like either, I don't know if they're on the like construction team that's doing the project or they know people, but they were saying that there's no way it's going to be done in 2 years, which is like what we had been predicted. Yeah. So again, who knows? I don't know how accurate that information is, but.
Well, I was wondering after the tornado came through if that had set them back at all.
I don't think the tornado did at all. I think just like, I mean, that's a lot of stuff to do in 2 years. True. And like, they've already started doing stuff, but
and it's still be operating the airport.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's only so much you can do when flights are still going in and out each day. But okay. Anyways, you've been to a couple other places.
Well, we all took the team to CycleBar West Omaha.
Yep.
That was my first experience cycling.
What did you think?
It was, I think it just told me that I need to cycle more.
Okay.
1. And 2, like once you get in the groove, it's not that bad. Yeah. But definitely go with people. I think that helped.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I feel like it would have been intimidating otherwise. Mm-hmm. I mean, everybody there is so sweet and so nice and supportive, and they walk you through like everything you need to do to set up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I think cycling, there is a learning curve to it. Like, I guess indoor and outdoor cycling, but especially indoor cycling. And like, there's some studios that I've been to where you can just wear, regular tennis shoes. But like at CycleBar specifically, you guys rented shoes and then you're clipping into the bikes. And that's like a whole different experience that a lot of people aren't used to.
Right.
And then like, yeah, how to do all the gears and stuff. And even like the gears and like the reps per minute and the power and stuff, like that was all new to me too.
We were trying to figure it all out yesterday.
Yeah. I hadn't really done any of that like indoor bike computer stuff before. So that was really interesting. But I like how they do it as far as, so like you can see like your power and everything, but I've been to studios where it literally broadcasts like your rank in the class, like up on the screen.
Oh, for those competitive types.
For the competitive people. And like, I'm sure that works for some people, but that definitely doesn't work for a lot of people. Especially if you're new and like no one wants to see their name like last on the list, right, broadcast in front of the whole class. But what CycleBar does is like, I think the instructor maybe had a like ranking of all of us, but they do have like a screen where they project stuff, but it's the average of the whole class.
It's all of us working together rather than separately. So she'll like call out where she wants us to be as a group, and then we have to all work together to like get to that power number, whatever.
Yeah. So I liked that like teamwork aspect of it, and like you could see where the whole class was, but you weren't being like specifically called out as an individual.
And you do get an email at the end, so even if you are one of those competitive types who does like to be first or be up at the top, then you can still like see that privately and compete, I guess.
Yeah.
In your brain.
Yeah. Yeah. So I like how they do that. And I don't know, Haley, who's one of our other colleagues, she sent an email to them afterwards just being like, that was such a great like first experience and stuff. And she was so right. Like especially us all going for the first time, like they definitely help first time riders like make you feel so welcome. And yeah, so that was fun.
They have your name on the outside for like new people and for those who have like reached different achievements, like their 200th ride or whatever. Yeah. And then they put your name on little lockers.
Yeah, that was cute.
And give you cute little notes. It's just a really great experience. And they have, what's the dog's name?
Chipper. Yep.
Chipper to greet you when you walk in. So definitely check them out if you haven't. They're at Village Point.
Also, did you notice during class it was one of the girls' birthdays, and so she had like requested a song before class, so like the last song of class was like the one that she had requested for her birthday. And I think they do that for anybody, like any member who comes in on their birthday.
I did get a form to fill out prior to, I just didn't. And it's like song requests and different things because they want to curate the playlist to fit the music that you like.
Yeah. So yeah, it's very like rider member focused, which is so cool. So yeah, they are a cycling studio out in Village Point if you guys are looking for a cool new studio in West Omaha.
Yeah. Where else have you? Oh, I have one more.
Yeah, you have one more.
I went to the Benson Brewery last night for the first time.
Okay.
I didn't know they had food, but they do. The reason I found out is because I wanted to check out one of those restaurants on the Omaha Restaurant Week menus. And so they had one on there that looked good. And it was within a walking distance. They had like French dip and what is it called? The pita and the hummus. It was like a spicy hummus, but it was super good.
Ooh.
And then we had blueberry lemon cake.
Yum.
It was really good, and the vibes were good as well.
Nice.
But that was fun to check out, and I'll definitely be doing Omaha Restaurant Week next year because it's such like a good deal.
Yeah.
And you can do it based on your price point. So $20, $30, $40, $50 for a 3-course menu. And you can look at the menus ahead of time too. So definitely keep that in mind for next year.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of hummus, guess where I'm going tonight?
Cleo.
Yep.
I had no idea that they were booking out so far for the evenings. So I think I actually made a reservation for 2 weeks from yesterday.
Really? Yeah. When I first got back from London, I had a reservation that I just made like randomly. I hadn't even like planned who was going to come with me. I just made it and I was like, I'll figure this out later. So my friend Maddie and I went, and then we were sitting there like at the end of dinner and we were like, we should come back in a couple weeks. So we like, before we left, had made another reservation for like what it will be tonight.
See, this is the problem. They're so good. People are making reservations as they're sitting there.
We are single-handedly booking out Cleo.
I will say, though, you can definitely have more availability in the afternoon for a lunch break.
Yeah.
That's what I was seeing. I was like, should I go for lunch? No. I want like the evening vibes downtown.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to go back. I haven't been since we went.
Really? It's still just as good. Still just as good. Okay, should we move on to follower questions?
Yeah, let's get to it.
Okay. So somebody asked, what is your go-to fall date? Like where to eat and stuff. And I put anywhere with like a prefix dinner is, for some reason in my head, that is like very fall-y. I don't know why I associate like
prefix dinners
with fall, maybe because I like only go in the fall. But last year I went to a couple of tasting dinners at Sullivan's, which is downtown, and they'll do like either like a wine tasting or like a whiskey tasting or something like that, and then it's like a 4-course meal with like all of the drinks. I will say you should plan ahead if you're gonna go to one of those Sullivan ones, because the first one that I went to, I did not realize how much alcohol they were going to give us.
Oh, wow.
And we ended up having to like call a friend to come pick us up and take us home, because we were like, I do not think we can drive home. So yeah, they are not shy on the portions if you go to a Sullivan's one. But Sullivan's is just like one of those like classic Omaha steakhouses. Like the food is really good. They always bring in like reps from whichever like alcohol company they're doing. So I really like those. This year I really want to go to the Boho Supper Club at some point.
It was so good.
Yeah, I feel like that is like, I mean, a summer thing, but also more of a fall thing too, at least again in my head, because it's inside.
It's just the vibes, I think. And they have a fireplace in that room. I wonder if they turn it on. And
ooh, yeah. Yeah, it's like all cozy and like getting into the chilly weather. If you can swing tickets to a Nelson's farm to table dinner, that is like, they again have these in the summer, but they have them, it like goes through the fall, but you have to be like really on top of tickets for that. I've only been able to get tickets one year, and then I ended up having a conflict come up and had to give my tickets away.
I want to like do that. I'm going to have to sign up.
You have to sign up for their newsletter, and then they'll send out an email saying like, be online at this time because this is when tickets are going live. Okay. And like, they'll end up posting it on their Instagram, but just to say that it's sold out. It's completely sold out just from their newsletter. So like, yeah, if you guys want to go to a Nelson's Farm dinner, definitely subscribe to their newsletter. And then I know that every once in a while, like Dante and Fig also have like prefix menus. Those are kind of not a regular thing, but more of like one-off things. So, but other good places to like keep an eye out because they have just delicious food.
For sure. I actually saw someone this morning. I didn't write anything down for it because I thought it'd be fun to talk about live. But someone said best first kiss spots.
I saw that. Okay, do you have any best first kiss spots? This is so
honestly, I was like any park. But don't be making out on your first kiss, okay? But like Falconwood Park, like at the drive-in would be so cute.
Oh my God, that would be really cute.
That's immediately what I thought of. I was like the riverfront. If you can get on one of those dang gondola rides, that would be really fun.
Yeah.
But they have those swings on like the far side. Mm-hmm. Like lean over, you know.
I don't think I've had any like cutesy first kisses around Omaha.
I don't know that I have either.
My last one was at the gas station. I hope he doesn't listen to this.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes it's unplanned, and that's what's cute about it. But I know. There are those little chairs like right in front of the gondola, so you can look at the gondola that doesn't move. You can sit in one of those, like, I don't know, they're kind of Adirondack.
Oh yes, I know what you're talking about.
There are two that are close together all the time.
Okay.
Like I've sat with some people there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be cute.
Ooh, another fun chair, the Vala is like giant chair. Yeah. I mean, everyone's like standing in line to like take photos in that chair, but that'd be cute.
Yeah, as long as you're not shy for your first kiss.
You're going to have an audience.
I thought that was such a fun question.
Yeah.
Thanks whoever asked that question. I've never once thought about that.
Me either. I think my favorite though is the Falconwood Park Drive-In, because that just feels like old like 80s movie vibes.
Yeah, if you're in a convertible, you just put your arm around her.
You do the the yawn. And I love it.
That would be cute. So go do that.
Okay, what are the other question you pulled?
Okay, this one is a bit of an interesting one. How do you see businesses and nonprofits uniquely contributing to Omaha's vibe? What a good question.
That's also very open-ended.
I didn't know exactly where to go with it, so I went all the ways that you could.
Okay, I haven't even read any of your answers, so I'm hearing this for the first time.
First, I think the businesses contribute a lot of different cuisines and great. We have a great food truck network. I wish again we had a park where we could all see them. But the Riverfront actually put out a list of when each food truck's going to be around.
Oh, that's nice.
On their Instagram.
Okay.
So that's nice. So the Riverfront, the food truck network, all of these businesses kind of support each other and whatever. But the businesses and organizations take advantage of the public spaces and make things really accessible to people. So I know there's tons of music festivals that get put on for free at the Riverfront. Playing with Fire was one of them. Afrofest was free. Jazz on the Green, Village Point, Rockbrook. There's so many great places to listen to music, especially in the summer. And then we've also talked about those free workout classes. So accessibility is really important to the businesses and organizations in the city, and I think that's really great.
Yeah.
The Omaha Farmers Market brings businesses together. So does a local collective putting on these markets. So I just think a lot of the small businesses really support one another. It's not like a competitive thing. Yeah. They all know that they bring their own value to the city. What else? Oh, the airport again. Yeah. Like adding local businesses to those bigger spaces where people can travel and see them rather than, just leaving them to fend for themselves out at their own stores. Other businesses supporting local causes like the Brunch Box, they partner with fundraisers with their froyo. So if the Girl Scouts could walk in there and be like, I want to be part of your froyo deal, and they'll give contributions to those small businesses. So even the small businesses are supporting nonprofit organizations. Yeah. And Frio's Pops does that as well, I know of. And then also creating events to help those in need. So Nebraska Furniture Mart is doing their diaper drive right now. And then this coming weekend, September 20, or this weekend for you guys, the Granary, Ronco Construction, and the Kiewit are putting on an event September 29th called Pumpkins with a Purpose, and it helps raise money for the Children's Museum. Oh, cool. So just all sorts of great support in this community. I think that really contributes to the vibe and accessibility and all the fun that Omaha is. Yeah. Yeah, I have lived outside of Omaha in a couple different cities. And I think it's easy maybe for people who haven't lived outside of Omaha to think that, all this small business, all the small businesses and support that we have in Omaha is just what every city has. And that's not the case at all. Omaha is very unique in that way. I think our small business community is much larger, maybe per capita or whatever the correct term is compared to other cities. And yeah, you're right. We actually have a really good variety of ethnic restaurants and just good food in general. We are really blessed with the businesses that we have in this city. And that's not the case for every city, even some cities that are quite a bit bigger than Omaha. Right. So, and also I was thinking the owner from Senti, how you were telling me that he was pushing people to go to snowy Sundays. Yeah. Snowy Sundays in Benson. We've talked about it, but he does gelato, and this is kind of something that I think other places would be like, oh, well, you're stepping on the toes of my gelato with your snowy sundaes. But no, he was like, no, go.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah.
You know, because they all know that they bring a different value to the city.
Yeah.
So it's not like Ted and Wally's is competing with snowy sundaes and then Senti and Mixins and everything downtown.
Yeah. I know. I see the small businesses. I can't think of any specific examples right now, but I see them post about each other all the time. You know, even each other's like competitors, they're like being like, congrats to so-and-so for opening a second location, or like, you know, if a business gets broken into, which like I do see a post like that every once in a while, but then like all of the
Everyone's
other small
like,
businesses is in the comments and like trying to help them out and encouraging other people to like go support them because they're in need right now. Like, it is really cool to see how much everybody supports each other.
I think when I had just moved to Benson, found Omaha got broken into, and yeah, all the businesses around them were like, I have cameras pointed at you, like we'll try and pull footage to figure out who did that.
Yeah. Which is like how, well, people shouldn't be getting broken into, but just that like really supportive nature is like how it should be. And I hope that, like, obviously hope Omaha continues on this like rapid growth track that we've been on, but I hope that that more like small town, like supportive vibe always stays,
right?
You know, because I think that that is really unique to Omaha, and I think it's so cool. And it's like so exciting to live in a city that is like that.
And some of the best events are put together by small businesses who collaborated, like that wellness social that just happened. I really wanted to go to that.
It was cool. It was like, have we talked about that on this podcast?
I think you might have.
I don't remember. Sunny's put on like a whole day long wellness social a couple weekends ago. It was like on a Saturday, but it was like they had a yoga class with Power Life, and then they had the Exarban Run Club, and then they had like a CrossFit class with like a local CrossFit trainer, and then they had like a local spa there giving massages, and the Grove was there selling juice, and there's just like all these different like vendors, like all in the wellness space. And then like also giving, I mean, the whole thing was free unless like I bought a juice, like paid for that, but then any of the like workout classes were free. So yeah, things like that where it's like very collaborative, like bringing in tons of other vendors and stuff. It's always cool to see that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I love it. I love Omaha because of all of this. This has been like, since I moved here, this has just been so much fun and so easy to love.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, I think I had another question. Somebody asked affordable date night ideas. Apparently I'm pulling all the date spots, the date questions. Okay, I only put 2 on here, but I'm sure we can like think of some more as well. Roller skating or ice skating at the riverfront, depending on if it's summer or winter. I don't know when they're going to switch it, but we're starting to get into the chillier weather. But that's only $5 to rent skates. And or if you have your own skates or rollerblades, you can just pop up and go, or like show up and go for free. I think you still have to sign the waiver, but like you don't have to pay anything. So that's a very affordable date night. Also at the riverfront, like bring a picnic. I know that Megan says that she likes to go to Godega and get a bunch of little like picnic things and then walk over to the riverfront.
And she goes to Hollywood Candy.
Yep. Or Hollywood Candy.
Which I still have yet to go, but I'm going to make it there eventually because everyone keeps talking about it.
It's fun to just like get lost in there.
I like places where you can do that.
Yeah. Also, you can bring like s'mores down to the riverfront, and those bonfires are free to use.
I've yet to learn how to operate them.
Yeah, I haven't even attempted, but we should do that. Yeah. Maybe that can be a video idea. Also, they have like chess boards at the riverfront, and literally just go do something. Just show up at the riverfront and you'll find something like cheap to do.
I like to go to a food truck down there and then like picnic. And sometimes like, and I've been lucky, most times I've gone, they'll have like something going on the stage to watch.
Okay.
And so that's fun. And then, just take a walk around that pond. Yeah. The lake.
The Heartland of America Park Lake. Yeah.
Lake. I don't know. I'm trying to consider like if it's a pond or a lake, but I think they consider it a lake.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't know what the difference is. Do you remember off the top of your head the movies at Falconwood Park? Are those free?
$5.
$5. So again, a cheap date night idea.
A little bit of a drive
Yeah.
to Bellevue area.
Yeah, Bellevue. Then you can have your first kiss down there. Do any other like affordable options come to
Putting
mind?
Plus. I've talked about it before. I love that putt place. It's way more affordable than some of the activities downtown. But they have 3 different courses, and I think it's all under $15.
Okay. Pretty good.
To get that. But there's a super cute old man that works there, owns it. So
Is that in Benson?
It would be considered Benson, but it's off of 90th and Maple.
Okay. Putting Plus. Cool.
But I've been there a few different times, and it's always fun.
Yeah. So yeah, there's definitely some affordable date night ideas.
And
out
ice
there.
cream. Ice cream's always a safe bet.
Yep.
What else? Oh, they have comedy clubs in Blackstone District, and I can't remember what the tickets cost. I want to say it's under $10. $10 or under for the Blackstone Theater.
Okay.
So go check out a show there. They have shows every Friday. They have family-friendly shows like earlier in the night, and then I think at 8:30 it switches over to more adult-esque, mature audience, whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. Lots of options. Okay. Should we move on to events happening this weekend?
Yes.
So this is going to be events happening the weekend of August 26th to the 29th. If you want even more events, we post an event guide every Thursday morning on our Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all the platforms. We also send out a newsletter every Thursday, so you can go to our website, omahaplaces.com, and there will be a little pop-up to subscribe to our newsletter. But you can get events a day early, so on Wednesday, by listening to this podcast. So the first one I put was Applejack Festival. This is going to be weekend 2 of Applejack, so it's happening this weekend too, but that'll be after the podcast comes out.
To go.
Yeah, Delaney will be down there. I might try and go for this weekend too. We'll see. But this is going to be August 28th and 29th down in Nebraska City. I actually learned just this year that Applejack extends not just at Arbor Day Farm. It's like all of Nebraska
festival,
City.
Yeah.
So, and the reason that we even found that out is because Kimmel Orchard, which is like on the way to Nebraska City, had reached out also wanting to like be included in the Applejack promotions. So yeah, there's multiple places to find Applejack celebrations, not just at Arbor Day Farm, but in that whole area. So yeah, all the food, apple picking, wine and cider tastings, flea market, parade, a fun run,
so
water
many
barrel
things.
fights. Yeah, that's like 2 days full of stuff. There's a parade happening, and again, it extends like around the entire city, not just at Arbor Day Farm. So definitely a good fall kickoff to go check out.
And if you like 80s and bar crawls, then 80s Retro Fest is for you. This is happening September 27th from 3 to 11 in the Blackstone district. But yeah, it's just a bar crawl through that district, and then they're having music at Scriptown at the end of it.
Nice.
So that should be fun.
Yeah.
I actually kind of want to do this. I always wanted to be from the 80s.
I feel like you would have good 80s clothes. I don't know why you give me that vibe.
Leather and denim are my go-tos.
Yeah.
And I love curly hair, which is funny because I have naturally straight hair. So I have to go out of my way to make it.
Yeah. Or curly and poofy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that vibe.
Flip it around a lot and tight curls.
Yeah, good stuff. Okay, also happening this weekend, Junk Stock. Yay! Junk Stock is back. Weekend 1 is happening August 27th to the 29th. So this is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Junk Stock is also a 2-weekend festival. So whatever the weekend after this one is, it will also be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I don't know the exact dates.
The first weekend of October.
Yes. But there will be tons of vendors. I think over 200, over 300. I can't even remember.
Many.
They have tons and tons of vendors, vintage, antique, also new stuff. There will be a really wide variety between like clothes, jewelry, unique like arts and crafts things, furniture, like literally anything. You'll be able to
you
find
can think
it.
of, you can find something.
Yeah.
Even if you're like gift shopping, go to Junk Stock.
Junk Stock is a great spot to like start your holiday shopping.
Oh, good call.
Because it's one of those places that, you know how people say like you go into Target and like you don't really need anything. You just look around to see like what looks fun that you can like convince yourself that you need. That's what Junk Stock is. Where like sometimes like you could never even like think of these things that you'll see at Junk Stock, but then you'll see them and be like, oh, that's like a great gift idea for my mom.
And they're
or
so
something.
Unique. They're not something you can buy at Target because
Right.
these people really do a great job of curating these items or hand making them. So.
Yeah. And then in addition to the vendors, there's going to be live music. The Junk Stock team makes Bloody Marys and is it apple cider donuts?
Yes.
Yes. And then there will also be a ton of other food trucks, like local food trucks to Omaha. And a bit of a shameless plug, we do run the Junk Stock TikTok account, and that is like probably one of our most fun clients that we have. Megan is managing it year round, but then around Junk Stock weekends, the whole Omaha Places team
really ramps
comes
up.
on board.
So go follow it because you'll probably see us in a lot of the videos we're going to be posting, which will be funny, hopefully.
Yeah. So we will be there. We will have someone from our team there all 6 days of Junk Stock. If you see us, come say hi.
Also, Junk Stock is great for holiday card photo opportunities. So take your whole family, take your dog, get a wagon and fill it up.
Yes.
Because
it is pet friendly, not just dog friendly. Like people bring their pigs and their chickens and turkeys and like bring any pet you want to Junk Stock. Great photo opportunities. That was a good one. They have a theme every year.
And are we allowed to say it?
I don't know. I don't know if it's public yet, so I don't think we should. You guys just have to go see it for yourself. There was another thing I was going to shout out about Junk Stock. Now I can't remember. Oh, it's cash only. You can buy tickets online beforehand, but or you can buy tickets at the door, and they do have ATMs, but just there will probably be a line for the ATM. So for your planning purposes, bring some cash.
Yes, good call. And in the same area, the Modern Market by a local collective will be going on the 28th from 10 to 4. So if you're on your way to Junk Stock, if you're leaving Junk Stock, this would be a great stop. They also have a bunch of small shops, over 50 of them to enjoy. They'll have corn dogs, popsicles, coffee stands, and adult beverages. Don't forget that. Plus, they're going to be having the Nebraska Cornhusker game playing, so you won't miss a minute of that game while you're shopping. And it's free entry, and it's also family and pet friendly. Lucky for you on your way to and from Junk Stock.
Yeah, that will just be a pop-in area out there near Sycamore Farms.
Yep.
Cool stuff.
So go check it out. We'll be there.
Yes, we will. Anything else you want to talk about this week?
I think that's it.
All right. Thank you guys for listening to another episode of the Omaha Places podcast. We will see you next week.
See ya.
Bye.